You guys can hear me, right?
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Da, da,
Testing,
da, da.
testing. Can you hear?
I'll tell you when I start seeing the comments come through. Hi, Tiffany and Becca. Hi, Tiffany. Scott. Ooh, long arming.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. It's Sunday, so Sunday, where I'm long arm quilting. It's still sewing on a Sunday. So I have taken over Becca's long arm this whole week that I've been in Virginia, and I figured we didn't really want to start a project while on live stream and try to get it done so that I can be ready to get on my plane tomorrow morning. So instead, we're going to just finish what we started. And well, I'm going to finish what I started, and she's just going to be the comments person.
Yeah.
Because Scotty's at home, who is in the comments. So say hi to him and Thumper.
So I will be going to the computer in just a moment. This does shake a little bit, so we'll just try not to push the light bar.
Yeah, as long as I don't touch it.
Yeah, just don't touch it. We'll monitor the video to make sure the camera doesn't bounce or anything while you're quilting. And I'll read off comments and the chat while you're quilting.
Yep.
Wildcat49 says, hello, new here, been watching you for about a few weeks.
Hello, hello, and welcome if you're new here. This is not my sewing room. I am in Becca's sewing room.
Yeah.
So Becca.
See this? Well, where is it? That is her suitcase.
Yep, this is Becca's sewing room. So if you guys haven't checked out So Becca, type in explanation Becca into the chat, and you can get a link to her channel and visit her in this lovely space.
Yeah, and plug for me. This will be a video dropping in a couple of weeks.
Yep, this will be a video on her channel very shortly. So stay tuned on So Becca's channel for that. I'm just getting it ready for her video. I'm finishing it.
Also, I'll try to project my voice. People are saying they can hardly hear me. Tiffany is using her tech setup. So it's the same thing that you have with Scott in the background. I will yell, but I cannot yell that loud.
It's fine. As long as I can hear you. That's all that matters. So
Yeah.
I'm quilting this, but I'm running out of batting. So we're going to take today's video as a chance to show you guys how to put more batting on while it's on the long arm because you're running out. So I'm just going to continue quilting. I've started and I'm having some thread breaking issues because, well, I'm using cotton thread and I'm not used to cotton thread, and I quilt too fast for cotton. I was going to call it quatin thread. So I'm going to continue working and I'm going to make my way this way. I am just doing a swirl feather stitch, which I can show you right here with a marker. I'm literally just going around, coming in, around, coming in, around, coming in, around, coming in, like that. Can you see that? That's what I'm doing, but really small. All over the whole entire quilt. It's very easy. And I have a video on my channel about doing it if you look at my long arm videos. But right now, I'm just hanging out with you guys while I finish this because I want to go to bed at a decent hour to fly home tomorrow.
Judy's asking, is that too high for you, or is that the height that you're used to?
No, this is actually too high for me. Becca's frame is too high for me. She's taller than I. I am very short.
Let me
check.
So maybe before you start, you could talk to them about how high your long arm should be. And we'll give you an example of the height difference.
Yep, here's the height difference.
So for me, I guess I don't have to yell as loud because I'm right here. It kind of comes between my belly button and my boobs.
Yep.
And so like when I have my arms at 90 degrees, the frame is right there.
And you're not tilting your head down and looking. You're level with everything. When you're long arm quilting, your frame needs to be adjusted to right above your belly button, like 2 inches above your belly button, which is pretty much under your breast, like right at the crease of your breastbone. That's where your frame should sit. So my frame is about 1.5 inches lower than this. This is kind of high. Her handlebars are a little bit different than mine, but I adjust them because most machines you can adjust the handlebars. So everything is kind of set to me right now, and then Becca will just put it back to herself when done, except for the height, because obviously I'm not going to change that just because I'm here. I just, what is the word when you make yourself work to something else? I acclimated to her. That's what I did. So if this is loud, I apologize. It shouldn't be too loud, but hers is the same sound as mine. Her machine is pretty much the same thing as mine, except for it has a 21 inch, right?
No, it's a 20 inch.
20-inch throat space. Mine's 18. So literally 2 extra inches. So I'm just like swirling. I know you guys can't see. But it's not hard. You can see this is how I free motion quilt. Yeah.
Can I kill some lights? Because that's really washed out. Maybe you
Yeah.
can see.
Is that good?
Yeah, and I think we can kill some lights on here. So we can turn this down.
Yeah. Right there. That's good.
Okay, let's see how that looks in the picture. Maybe people will be able to see a little bit more. Oh, that's so much better.
Okay, guys. They're not washed out anymore.
Yeah.
This is all I do, minus the thread breaking. It's just a cotton thread thing. I've changed the needle. Her tension is good. It's cotton. That's all it is. It's too fast of a machine for this kind of thread. That's why I always tell you guys to try out Glide. I mean, I'm not like sponsored by them or anything, but it really, really works. And Becca is definitely changing out soon to it because.
In fact, I just put in an order for a bunch of Glide
Yeah,
thread.
she just put in an order for a bunch of Glide thread because she is definitely ready to switch with the thread breakage.
I think I got the camera adjusted where it needs to be. You're not going to be able to see as much where she's at.
Until I come close.
When she gets closer, you'll start to see this thing more. Hopefully it won't wash out.
Yep, you'll see it when I get close. So I just tied off from putting the thread back down in where it needs to be. But this is what it looks like to free motion quilt. So try to keep your posture up. You don't want to be doing this. This is not how you free motion quilt. That is actually a very poor example of free motion quilting. So if you find yourself doing this, get some glasses. And a back brace, because you definitely will need it. And it did it again.
People are asking, does thread conditioner work with the thread breakage?
It could, but I wouldn't because this machine runs too fast anyway. So it's better to just get more of a high-speed thread because it just broke again. But this time,
hold on.
It came out from the.
So this is a hack that I learned. It's a couple drops of oil and just water. And sometimes with cotton thread, they say that the thread can get a little dry. And if you just mist it lightly, it'll sometimes help with thread breakage. We'll see.
Yeah, I did oil. I did a video on oiling your thread.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Y'all.
Honestly, though, my results from the video was exactly the same.
Jane Terry wants to know, have you ever done a video with double or done a quilt with double batting?
Double batting I do all the time because a lot of my show quilts have a layer of cotton and a layer of polyester in them. So yes, I use double batting quite often for show quilts. That way they have that umph and it looks like you trapuntoed certain areas, but you really didn't. It's just 2 layers of batting. Okay, where did it end? I have no idea. There it is.
Jane Morrison is saying, Tiffany, what year did you start posting videos of your quilting? I'm just getting my quilt room set up. Any suggestions?
I started posting quilting videos in Longarm wise, 4.5, 5 years ago. They weren't really watched back then because they were really kind of hard to watch. but about 4 or 5 years ago. And there goes the tension. Come on. Back to the regular screen.
Jacqueline says, "All right, I think I missed you making this quilt. Hold on, let me get to it. I think I missed you making this quilt. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm hoping that you had a tutorial with this one. I'll have to go look at all your past few videos to see it."
No, this is upcoming. So Becca made a quilt, and she has asked me to quilt it while I was here because it's for a video of hers on her channel. So if you type in explanation Becca, you will get a link to click on and go over to her channel and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on the future video that contains this quilt. And then
Tiffany did it.
and I'm in that video. So it was a collab, except I'm finishing it before the actual video, only because you guys are only seeing this the whole, not the whole thing. So it's okay. Okay, it's not liking me. Do you have a flashlight?
Yeah, no, I don't, but I do on the back of my phone.
Yeah. Can I borrow it?
Absolutely.
Her tension is getting off because of the, for one, it's a batik, and batiks are a little thinner, so they quilt differently. And that's just wild thread. Okay, the bottom looks delicious still. It looks great down there. I'm not turning your flashlight off.
I got it.
I don't know what's happening up here on my curves. I just got her machine running amazing too, and we did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 quilts, and this is the 8th quilt, and all of a sudden it wants to have tension issues.
Oh, sorry, feedback. Jane Terry says, I used to turn the spools upside down. Not sure with the cone.
No, it doesn't turn upside down on the cone. What is happening here?
Linda says, maybe it doesn't want you to go home.
It doesn't want me to go home, yeah.
Judy said, it's because you're on a live stream.
It's always the live stream, yes. No. Oh, wow, that's really bad. Okay, we're going to pop that for a second.
Billy Withery says, I used glide thread with Magma Glide pre-filled bobbins on my Amera, and it works beautifully. Well,
I need the little screwdriver.
Oh, okay, like the teeth screw?
Yep.
Okay. So, hold on, guys. I will get her what she's looking for.
She's getting the tension, the thing to change the screw for the tension knob. So I told Becca she needed a TOA gauge, or TAWA. I don't know how it's pronounced. I just own one and I use it. I don't have it. But we're gonna snap this in here, and we're gonna test the tension of the bobbin real quick, because it feels like it loosened itself, and it did. Go figure. And then you just tighten your little screw, or loosen it, whatever which way you need to go. Oh my goodness. I can't see it that way. Right there. Let's try that again. It's a nifty little gauge. As soon as you know where your thread needs to be. 2, 5. We're going to 250 is what it was set at. Just a little bit more. So when I pull on it, it gives me the number. You can read the gauge as I pull. Oops, broke. See, so it's lining at 200. I need to go just a little bit tighter. Let's see if I can even do it with it still in the case. I'm literally barely, oh, there we go, perfect. So on my first pull down, that's where it was supposed to land. And then I always test by hand too, because the feel of it, that's better. It's also almost out, but we're going to keep using it till it's out. And I'm going to pluck these couple stitches out because this got really bad.
I'm trying to adjust.
She's trying to adjust the lighting
as best I can so that you can see what's happening. But the reality is Tiffany does need some light on the machine in order to do the quilting, and that the light is just really bright. It's going to wash out the video quality. We haven't done the Longarm stuff yet, so our hope is that as it gets closer to the camera, you'll be able to see what's happening.
I'm literally covered in thread. I'm in my pajamas, guys, because I had to wash my regular clothes so that I can fly home. So I decided to wear pajamas the rest of the night. So don't mind me. But thread seems to stick to these pajamas more than any pajamas I own. Okay, that's looking. Fine. Can I borrow your phone light again?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can check this one more time.
That's not my thing. I'll go get it for you. Hold on one second. We're going to try one more thing. I'm going to turn that off.
As long as I could see.
If you can see, we'll leave it off. If you can't, I'll turn it back on. Okay.
Sorry, I'm tension problems and all that. I could tell you that batiks are a different tension though. Most times. Oh yeah, that looks amazing under there. It's just as amazing as it did last time.
So this is a whole lot better picture-wise. They won't be able to see the stitches, but at least they can see the quilts and they can see you. Can you see what's happening?
Yeah, I can see everything. Yeah. Should be able to. A little bit more. And no, I don't test the, I know you guys are going to ask, I don't test the tension on the sides unless it's a show quilt. Usually I test it while running it. I find that you find the best tension for your top and bobbin. Well, you can't do the bobbin, but once you get that bobbin correct, I find that that best top is while moving. So as I'm moving it, I adjust the dial. There's some people that say don't stop the machine and adjust the dial, but you know what? I think it works better while moving, so you can see the stitch change as you're going, literally. And if you're sit-down free motion quilting, it's kind of the same concept. Move a little bit, adjust your dial, move a little bit. That way you can see what you're doing.
It has lots of tension issues.
A what? An HQ what?
It's a sit-down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those sit-down ones, you need to get it right. The best bet is to, if you need it serviced, you know, like a normal service and you're missing out on that, take it in to get serviced because they can actually fix the tension while it's getting serviced. And once you know where it's supposed to be sitting, it makes it easier for adjusting it next time. This is actually a little bit slower than I normally quilt, only because of the cotton thread. No, I am not afraid of making a mistake. If you're afraid of making a mistake, then don't quilt. Well, it's serious. I'm being serious. If you feel nervous about it, stop. Relax. Take a breath. Then try again. If you're nervous, you shouldn't be doing it, because then you're really going to mess it up, and then you're going to get frustrated with yourself, and you're not going to want to do it. So stop, take a breath, relax, and enjoy what you're doing.
Kate wants to know, why does cotton thread cause you to quilt slower?
Because it breaks easier. This is a high-speed machine. This one stitches, what, 2,200 stitches per minute?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think this is the one that's 2,200 stitches per minute. Imagine I quilt full speed all the time. So at 2,200 stitches 2,500. She corrected me. So this is the 25. So the Capri is the 2,200. So at 2,500 stitches per minute, cotton thread will break. The polyester is more of a tougher fiber because it's man-made, so it's not going to break. Cotton is made and grown and spun. Just like anything, it will break. Just like a cobweb, it'll break.
They replied to your comment about what aren't you afraid of making a mistake with. Now that makes a lot of sense. I quilt to relax.
Yes, you're here to relax, have fun, enjoy yourself, and have a stress-free environment. The more stress you have, the more you mess up.
Donna said Tiff has quilted this way for so long she could probably do it in her sleep.
I can do it blindfolded if you guys have ever seen the video.
and Scott let her know she does have dreams about it.
Yes, I dream about quilting. I dream about making quilts, quilting quilts. You know, it's just an everyday, all day, every day. It doesn't stop. So yeah, I can do this in my sleep. And if I do mess up, oh well, it's a design element. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect.
It's going to be more
Yeah. This is Becca's personal quilt anyway. Oh, and I'm out of bobbin.
Oh, well, while you're loading a bobbin, I'll read a couple of comments. Kate says, got it, thanks. You look like you're quilting pretty fast to my eyes, and then she did a turtle emoji.
Yeah, no, this is slow for me.
Go faster.
Yeah, she watched me quilt another quilt, and I went super fast.
Maya Raynor says, I am late, but so happy to see you with the Longarm.
Yeah.
I love the Amara.
Yes, it's a nice machine. I do have to say, its response time is a little bit different than my machine. I
like the Anova, though.
But, you know, we were playing with long arms at QuiltCon and at the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Fest, and we found the Anova. Come to find out, it's the quietest machine ever because it has a servo motor. But guess what? Me and Becca combined wouldn't have the budget to afford the darn thing. It's an embroidery machine, long arm quilting machine, all in one. Computerized everything with embroidery. Like, seriously, amazing machine. But yeah, we couldn't even sell our cars for the price that it costs. So, you know, but this machine, its response is a little bit different than mine. So I'm not fully used to it, but I am because I've already, you know, this is quilt number 8. Not by myself, but this, because 4 of the quilts were me, Becca, and Ian all together. While me teaching them how to do this. And that happened.
Maxine says, Tiffany, what threads do you use on your Juki? Mine will be here tomorrow, and she also wants to know, is it a high shank or a low shank machine?
Okay, a Juki TL 2010Q is a high shank machine. Right now I'm using Essential Thread. I actually like it on there, but I do use other brands like I did Orifil. How's it even pronounced? Orifil. I did Orifil for a few years, and the big spools it likes. The little spools it does not like. But again, it's cotton thread. But so far, the Essentials is running the best, honestly. And that's found at Connecting Threads. And if you need to get to their website, you just type in explanation, whatever Scott is going to do, because Scott knows it.
Somebody said Tiffany is going to forget how to use her own machine.
Oh, I won't forget how to use my own machine. Trust and believe I will not forget how to use my own machine. And I won't be missing this one either. I'll miss Becca, but not her machine.
Mary's in the chat says hello.
Hi, Mary. And everybody else that's here, hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay. That was a weird clicky thing that it did.
I wasn't even listening.
I had to pull the bobbin out. It was just because it must have been whatever. Yeah, I got to tell you guys a story. I was sewing on Becca's Juki, and all of a sudden, I'm going fast because I sew fast, and it went clink. It's like, what the heck is that? I look around, I'm like, okay, it's not the frame that it's in, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking to myself, what could that be? Then I thought, okay, I'll check the bobbin area. Maybe it's tangled. No, it's not tangled. The whole entire bobbin case went bling. It flew out and hit the case and bounced around in there. I showed Becca. She's like, wow. It came out all on its own. It was sewing just fine, too. It was weird. It just popped right out. I guess I was going too fast for her Bubba. Bubba wants to slow down.
Kiara says, hello, Tiffany. I really like your videos. They are so useful and nice. Congrats from Venezuela.
Oh, thank you, and welcome from Venezuela. I enjoy making my videos for you all, even if you can't really see what the heck I'm doing. Yep. Yep. I can't quilt real slow. It's impossible. Like, I feel like I'm going to mess up.
My quilt project says, you know that's fast sewing when you sling a bobbin.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's the first time that's ever happened on any machine I've ever sewed on. The bobbin just popped right out. The whole case and all. And Juki is well-made machine, too. It's a work beast, but that was the weirdest thing ever. And if it was user error for me putting the bobbin case back in, that would be kind of weird because it literally snapped in and was sewing beautifully and all of a sudden just popped out. So that's just a random fluke thing that happened.
It's so good to see you and Becca enjoying yourself.
Yes, we definitely are enjoying ourselves. But I will be home, and Thursday you guys will have me for breakfast at Tiffany's. I have no idea what I'm doing yet, but you guys just have to wait and find out. Oh, and also I'm kind of going like this and an angle this way so it doesn't look like straight rows up and down. So I kind of go this way so everything blends good when you're quilting like this.
Tanya Rogers wants to know, can I ask what settings are on the screen for the Amara right now?
Settings are, it is in stitch regulated mode for one. And the bobbin is, the number probably isn't right, but it says 53. And it says 0 for the bobbin fullness because technically it's not used. And that's it. It just
10
says,
stitches per inch.
yeah, it's 10 stitches per inch. That's it. That's all it says.
See if I can get it so that you can see some of the stitching that you're closer.
And there's it's shredded. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
gotta put it back in there. Shred it right off.
Well, one thing's for sure, they're going to see you thread that machine a million times.
Yeah, they're gonna know how to thread it because they're on the threading side. Oh, the one thing hers has that mine doesn't have that I kind of like is the laser, where the needle is going to land to tack your stitch back down in the same spot you ended. Come on, get in there. There we go. So that's one thing hers has that I like that mine doesn't have.
While you're changing the bobbin, folks are asking if they can see a section that's already been quilted so they can see.
Yep, Becca's gonna take the camera down and show you guys.
So I will be camera woman for a moment.
Camera is going to move. Just a warning, it's going to move. She's gonna try to do it very carefully, but it's gonna move.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cover the camera so I don't make anybody motion sick.
Yep, she's blacking out the screen so she makes nobody motion sickness. And she'll come uncover it right here at the stitching. While I'm stitching, she's just gonna show you what it looks like. And this is not a show quilt, so the stitching may not land back on itself perfect every time. I have no idea what's happening here. Oh, that came undone. That's why it's buckling. Oh, and I don't like her bungee system. She doesn't like it either, though. That's different than mine. it's time to show you guys how to make the batting bigger when your batting is too small, which is the purpose of today's video, is a lesson on extending your batting. So let me advance this quilt while Becca rehooks up the camera. That's the word I was looking for.
You want me to roll this?
All right. There. Oh, I twisted up into it. There we go.
When you free motion quilt on domestic, what length do you use? I always
When I,
0
yeah,
because you're pushing. When you're free motion quilting on a domestic,
yeah, it's,
you're controlling the stitch.
yeah, you're controlling it, so it doesn't really matter what stitch length it's on actually. But if you put it at 0, then the needle will go up and down better. If you have it at like 3, which is 3 millimeters or something like that, it'll probably want to try to stitch that as you're stitching manually, if that makes any sense. But it should be at 0. All right, so here is what we are here to learn, and I think I'm just going to have to break thread because you guys need the machine out of the way. And technically, this is for Becca to learn as well, but she has a video to fall back on when she has this problem.
That's right. That's right.
So if you guys need a video to fall back for on this problem, then this will be the video for you. And I'll change the title too, so it'll be easy to find. So we're going to flip this quilt out of the way, just like that. I just threw it over onto the back side. And as you can see, obviously my batting is too short. We did this on purpose, my friends, so this is purposely to show you how to do this. So I'm going to grab another piece of batting. This is just scrap batting. It was extra, left over from another quilt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it the correct direction so that both of these, I don't know, and I've showed you in plenty of videos, there is a right and wrong side to cotton batting, if you didn't know that. So the side that has these flush, smooth side, that is the side that faces up. The side that has the holes that look like they've been punched out, that is your bottom side. So you want to make sure that both of your batting pieces bottom side down. And I am going to overlap these by just a little bit, probably about 3 inches. All the way down, and I'm also going to cut off all this excess right here on the end because I am not going to need that. Just need what's right here in front of me. So now I need the batting scissors, which I put somewhere around here. I knew I was going to be sewing. Oh, there they are.
While you're grabbing the batting scissors, Susan Europe says, question, on a quilt with so many different colors, how did you choose a thread color?
I chose a variegated thread because it has so many different colors in it. So that's how we chose the thread color. But on the regular, if I didn't have a variegated thread, let me just pull this top real quick.
All variegated threads were created equal,
Yeah,
right?
no,
So
not
we
all
chose
of them.
One that had like a
Purple, pink, and blue variegated thread is what is on there. It's got a blue hue, purple hue, and pink hue. And it's not just this color purple, it's a darker purple as well. So it's a blend of this pink, this purple, and it really goes with it. But if this didn't have a variegated thread available, I also want to make sure my thread matches my backing fabric because I do use the same thread top and bottom. It's better if you have tension issues with a machine to use the same thread on your bobbin as you are on your top. But I would actually just look at this and go, what color is more prominent, and do you want to see the quilting? In this quilt, I see purple. Purple is the most prominent color in this, other than this border. I would probably choose a purple or one of these blue colors that's right here in this border, because that blue is also in here. But purple would be my top choice. I would not use white on a quilt like this because white is really going to show. And if you have mistakes in your quilting because you're a beginner, white is not your friend. So if you have white background and you're trying to match that, if it's all white, then do white. But if you have these bright colors like this, especially these dark batiks, you don't want to put white on that. Even though there's white in it, you don't want white stitching. So my say would be a purple color, like lilac on the glide threads. You know, if you guys ever seen all the colors of glide thread, the color lilac would be perfect for this. Like it's the perfect blend of purple. And it's nice and shiny and sheen, kind of like batiks look because they are a wax printed or wax stamped fabric. So they really look, the glide thread really looks amazing on it. So that's how I would choose my color. But you could take all the colors that are in here. Even an orange would look good. Yeah. And a blue, like I said. So I wouldn't go with straight pink. The pink and purple variegated looks good, but straight pink, I don't know, it would be too stark. It would look almost white. All right, let's throw that out of the way. We need to make sure, because I just threw it out of the way, that this is also enough batting. We don't want to have to add another piece. Oh yeah, that's plenty. I knew it was a big enough piece. All right, this is how this works. Grab yourself some batting shears. Scott, can you remember this, please? I need a pair of these, and we didn't find them at the quilt shows, but I need to get a pair. These are amazing for cutting batting, by the way, and Becca owns them, so I can't steal them. Would she know?
People are actually asking about those. Let me see
Yeah.
for a minute. They're asking if they're Kai. I don't think they are. No, they're not. These are from Famore, Famore. I'll put a link in the chat.
Yep, she's going to put a link in the chat for it, but Scotty, okay,
Get the link. Get the better link.
He's going to put a link in there.
I don't know if they're on. I don't know if they are on share sale.
I don't know. Look for
Here,
it.
I'll
You find it, and I'll figure it out. All right, so we're going to take these scissors right here. We're going to smooth this out first.
Oh, Andy Coulter has batting scissors at Quarter Shop. I'll tell him to get the link.
Okay. Well, he doesn't know how to do those. I have to do them from my phone. You can just do it for yours, like you did on the one. Just
Okay,
put
but
mine
then
in
just
for now.
update your description box.
Yeah, just put it in there for now. All right, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to start right here, and we're going to cut a wave all the way down, but it's not going to be a tight wave. It's going to be a wide wave. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to cut through both layers, not my back fabric. Stay away from that. Make sure you lift your batting up. And I am going to come down like this. And I can see the batting underneath because there's plenty of lighting. And I'm just creating this curve because here at Becca's house, she doesn't have the glue or the stuff that I use to do this. It's like a glue that you iron on. But this method works just the same. So I'm just creating this curve, as you can see, just like that. Now I'm going to take this top one away because I don't need that. And then I'm going to take this bottom one away because I don't need that. And these two pieces should match right up to each other. So you just smooth it out, matching them right up to each other. They're cut exactly at the same time, so there should be no gaps, no hangovers, nothing. Should be perfectly level with each other. You should not see your backing fabric through it. If you have to adjust ever so slightly, do that. Smooth it out very, very easily like. Bring it back down like that.
Gina says, hey, Becca and Tiffany, this is the first time I've caught you live since subscribing to both of you. I love your content and your humor. So thanks so much for teaching me in such a short time.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad that you found our channels and are learning from the both of us. All right, so you guys see how that worked? I can only do it once, so if you need to rewind the video, that is how it is done. So now we're going to very carefully we're going to move these batting shears out of the way. We don't need this anymore. That's garbage, unless you stuff dog beds or something with it. And we're going to carefully take our quilt top now, because that's nice and smoothed out. Everything's touching and aligned just where it's supposed to be. And we're going to lay this quilt top on here very carefully like. We're not going to smooth anything just yet. We're just lifting it and laying it on here. And then, once it's laid on here, we will finger move this nice and smooth it out.
Beverly Johnson says, Tiffany, I love videos like this. I am fairly new to the long arm, only about a year. I have become good on loop-de-loops and meandering free motion, but I want to learn more patterns. Great to know about the batting.
Yes. I would have taught you guys. I missed out on this one. I ran out of backing fabric. The first time in a very, very long time. I was long arm quilting on Becca's quilt, and I must have misjudged on how much backing I needed. And well, I ran out. And then I fixed it while on the frame. I stitched on a new one. And then I told Ian, I was like, you know what? I totally just forgot to film that. So you guys might have to wait another 5 years before I run out of backing fabric again.
Paula wants to know, how long have you been long arming? You are so good.
I have been long arming for over 6 years now.
Why does Tiffany like those shears so much?
I like them because they cut amazingly. I'm serious. Check this out. Literally, snip, snip, snip,
But
snip,
snip,
snip.
She's not showing you the best part.
And they line up against the floor.
They're angled down. But they have a blunt edge right here. So I can, I see.
Yep.
So
I'm going to hold it.
Cut just like this, and I don't get that blunt. I don't get this tip trying to poke up into the batting.
Yep.
So if I were to use traditional scissors like this, and I did the same thing, maybe up here, it'll cut, but every so often I've got to see how it's doing that. These don't do it. They're lowered. They're able to be parallel with the floor, and they have a blunt tip. They're made specifically for batting.
Yep. And they're amazing, and I need a pair.
Well, you can take those. I'll get another pair.
No, that's fine. Scott can get them for me. All right, now to base it. And if you guys didn't notice, all this is bias. This was all on the bias. Not these strips, but these braids were. So I have a little bit of puckering, and we're going to work that in when I baste it right now. So I'm going to come over to this side, and I'm going to baste this side first with a nice straight line from the top to the bottom. I always baste my sides. And I'm going to do it with a 1/2 inch stitch. And I give it just a tiny little tug and use my fingers to work it in. I'm also trying not to mess up my batting because I really want my batting to stay nice. Just using my fingers. Come on. Stay right there. That's straight. Just going to work this in. It is not because we pieced this wrong or anything. It is because the center of this quilt with the braids stretched really bad. So don't think you pieced something wrong. You just have to learn how to work the fullness in. I'm going to take that with my fingers.
That's something I feel like I got more confident with. Basting the quilt, loading the backing a little bit better, and working in fullness a bit more.
Yeah, since I've been here, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been teaching Becca about working fullness and everything in.
I told Tiffany I felt like future trips, I could cover the cost of the plane ticket, and it would be well worth the private lessons for a week or two.
Yeah. She's enjoying these private lessons from me.
She's for hire.
Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to baste this side. I'm just laying the fabric on here. I got to give it a little bit of a tug right here, and I think I'm going to have to fold this seam. So I've done this on plenty of quilts before. It doesn't really mess it up, but I'm just hoping that it lands just where it needs to land.
Can you explain to them how you know to line it up?
Well, this seam right here, the second or the first border needs to be straight. I know it's probably harder for you guys to see.
Yeah, the long arm.
The long arm is in the way, but we're going to make sure that this seam is straight up and down. So I'm just giving it a little bit of movement with my fingers, trying to work this in so that it stays nice and square. That is our goal, to keep this thing square. And I'm working it in. And then we're going to work all this fullness right here in. And you can take an iron to it, but Becca doesn't have water in her iron to steam it, but we're going to do it with the fingers, because you can take an iron to it, spritz it a little bit with some water, and steam the area, and it'll flatten it back out. I am just going to work it in with my fingers. And don't freak out. Ian kept freaking out with my fingers this close to the needle. I am not running my fingers over people. Don't worry. I am safely doing this.
Brandy wants to know what caused the wavy edge.
The wavy edge is from the braid itself being on the bias, which is the stretchy part of the fabric. It really was stretchy, like when Becca and I were putting it together. And when you see her video, she'll tell you exactly how to stop that. I mean, it's not going to be perfect each time either, but lots of starch and lots of water will help fix this. But it's still completely square. Everything, I'm just keeping it square. And now I will work it in, and you'll see me working this in.
Ellen wants to know if the left-handed person use those batting shears.
I don't know. Let's see. Where's my left hand? And some batting. Let's see. Yep. Yep, left or right-handed. I'm not very good at cutting with my left hand, but yeah, they're working great with the left hand. So they are left or right-handed. That works. I love these.
I like the way they sound.
I like the way they sound too. So yeah, those are amazing. All right, back to 10 stitches per inch and back to quilting.
Brandy said fantastic job of smoothing it out.
Yes, and notice it's flat. And Becca's learning how to do that, and she's actually very happy to learn how to do that. All right, I'm going to take a drink real quick, guys, from my awesome purple cup.
Alan asked, is your long arm the same as Becca's?
No, my long arm is a King Quilter 2 Elite. It's an 18-inch machine, but guess what? It's made by the same company. And I was assured by somebody that it is, which is the person who works on them. It's the same company. It's just hired. What is it called when they're subcontracted through a different company to make similar, outsourced through a different company to make the same kind of product with a different name. Just like Walmart has Kroger, or not Kroger, Best something or other, and you know what I mean? But they also have the same company makes the other one. Same thing. So I have the same machine, but not the same machine. The concept is exactly the same. And any fullness, this is how I work it in. I just move around and smooth it. If I have to stretch to one side or stretch to the other, it's okay. I'm not like pushing really hard on the quilt top. I'm just barely giving it a little bit of a nudge in the direction we want it to lay.
So as a newer quilter, I want to show you what she taught me that kind of clicked. When I'm quilting this, if I have fullness in my quilt top, I'm not worrying about right here first. What I'm most concerned about is keeping the edges of my quilt straight and parallel to whatever the reference is. And if that means that I have gaps or folds inside of here when I'm quilting it, then you're just going to do what she was telling you, where you're just going to kind of gently spread it out and quilt around it, and it's going to cause it to lay a little bit flatter. But the most important thing is
those borders basted and squared. Your importance is the squaring of your quilt. You want everything to be straight.
Yep.
That is very important. The rest of this, you can work it in.
Work it in, work it in.
Yep. All right, back to it. So I'm going to make my way to where I'm covering the stitches over where I based it, or where I cut the batting, which is about right here. So as long as I can get this whole section at least stitched down, then I don't have to worry about any of that batting shifting underneath while I'm doing this. So I'm only kind of worried about what's going on up here and not down here. And I broke thread. Oh, it's shredded. Shreddy, shreddy, thready.
Shreddy.
Yep.
See what we have in the
I
chat.
don't know how many times I've threaded this machine since I put this quilt on here.
Hello from Monterey, California, from Linda.
Monterey, California.
Ian for the video. Oh, for the video tour he gave of QuiltCon after the show was done. I'm disabled, not sure if I would have been able to make it.
Yeah, QuiltCon was a little bit of a disaster. It was very, very crowded. So, and handicap wise, I know because I used handicap assisted devices and they didn't fit in the booths. They barely fit around people looking at the quilts. So, yes, anybody that was disabled in any way with a assisted device was definitely not seeing the whole show like they should have been able to.
Show the purpose of today's video.
Yeah. So,
If you wanted to take a pause, Tiffany, people are asking for a Trump show of what you have quilted, so perhaps we could do that.
Okay.
And then end the live stream.
All right, we're gonna take the mount off of here now that I showed you guys how to do this, and we're gonna put you on that mount,
Tripod, yes.
on the tripod. So we're gonna cover the camera and pull this out.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Got it.
Hold on, I'll get it. Yep, got it.
She's trying to cover the. Is it blinking? It's not blinking.
It's blinking a little bit.
Just take it out. We'll just do.
Can you guys hear us now?
Can you hear us now? Because we're just going to do without the mic. For some reason, it's cutting in and out.
Oh, apparently it was working.
Oh.
They just kept spamming no sound and.
Oh, they weren't. They were behind in the video.
Yep.
All right. Here is number 2 that we worked on together. So me, Becca, and Ian did this one. This is her mom's jelly roll race that her mom made, and this is me teaching them flowers and loops and a little bit of everything. So there's a lot of different quilting in this quilt. Don't look too closely because there might be quilting that's really sloppy and quilting that's even sloppier. Whoa, what is we doing here? I know where Ian quilted and I know where Becca quilted. Ian is really learning though, and he is determined to learn. So you know what, Ian? You're doing a great job. But I didn't realize we went over ourselves like a bazillion times.
It's hard to see from the front. Show them the back.
So the back looks like this. So it's loops, flowers, weird flowers, some leaves, some really large loops. There's some feathers. Becca tried feathers. What else is there? Just lots of different flowers.
Was that my feather?
Yeah, that's your feather. I
did a good job.
Yes, you did a good job. Yep. So and Becca actually likes my roses. She's like,
I do.
I want to try those. You know, and you guys, I have a video on this. I make a loop and then I just wiggle around it to make roses, and then I exit with leaves. And yeah, she is obsessed with doing that now. She's like, I want to wiggle the machine. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, so then the third one we did was this one for me, by myself.
While I was at work.
While she was at work, I custom quilted this one for her.
I'll bring them in and pan down.
So this one's all custom ruler work and free motion quilting all over the whole thing. Oh, the house is upside down, huh? Let's turn it right side up. There we go.
That's Scott's favorite block.
Which one?
The heart.
Oh, the heart, yeah. Scott likes the heart. Everything's all different. Every single block has something different stitched in it. And from the back, it looks amazing.
Turn it around.
So this is the back. Even the border has a piano key border with a special curve and a little flower in every single curve.
All right.
So that one I did on my own while she was at work. It didn't take very long because she was at work for a long, long time and I was already done and needed something else to do. So I made a quilt top, but that you guys will see when I quilt it because it's already packed. Then together we did this one.
We started it together.
We started it together, but I finished it again while she was at work.
I had to work.
She had to work. So here's this one. This one's just daisies all over it. I think some of the daisies change a little bit, but it's between mine and Becca's daisies and Ian learning somewhere on here too. But he was learning hand guided with my assistance.
Yep.
So
it was like, back.
It was like having a computerized system with me holding Ian's hand, learning how to quilt.
And we did choose good backing for this because it's going to my sister.
Yeah, this is her sister's gift.
Yep.
So there's that. Very simple quilt.
My mom pieced it. Tiffany, Ian, and I quilted it. I'll bind it and we'll put it in the mail to her.
Yeah. And then just last night, I showed Becca how to do spirals on a really full quilt. If you guys pay attention to her channel and have watched it, she did a video on making this postage stamp quilt.
3,024 pieces.
And she used a special stabilizer stuff to
Quilt
sew
Smart.
them. Quilt Smart.
Quilt Smart grid interfacing.
Yep. So it's really, really heavy and it's also thick. So it's not just stitching on the long arm through regular fabric. This you really had to pay attention to. It really had to be squared. And so I taught her how this is the main reason she's learning to square quilt was things like this. Because it is very heavy.
Yeah, it is.
And we had to quilt it densely to hold down all those little squares. It's not like super dense, but this thing has some weight to it and it's really stiff because of that stuff. So we're hoping she's hoping, I'm hoping too, that it gets a little bit softer in the wash with that stabilizer stuff in it. But it's just got spirals. I'm just showing Becca how to do spirals and Ian how to do spirals. And Ian did really good with the spirals, better than the flowers. Yep, you go, Ian. You did good spirals.
Turn it around.
And then the back has this grunge polka dot print on it.
We had this loaded at the same time as the next quilt we're going to show you.
Yeah, so we had two quilts loaded side by side. I also showed Becca how to do two at the same time. As long as they're basted, they won't cross each other. And the last one we did while I was here is this one, which is friendship quotes. Is this the top?
No, it's upside down. So this was a pattern that I wrote a few months ago. It's called Stepping Stones, I believe. And all it takes is a fat eighth bundle, period. And I used a old fat eighth bundle that I just absolutely loved. And we loaded it on the long arm to get it done. And we took turns drawing guidelines like you would have for notebook paper. And we wrote positive messages all over on every line.
So like some of them, the top line says love, 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 love. The next line says
hope, 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 hope,
hope. The next one
progress
says
over perfection.
Progress over perfection. Yep. What's that next one? Never stop looking up. It says never stop looking up. Where's the one that you can read of Ian's? You
boys so too. You are enough.
Too. You are loved. You are beautiful. You are brave.
Here, I can
something like that.
I can get it from the back. It's hard to the back. You can see it more,
but it's backwards.
But it's backwards, so I can read it backwards if you want to hold it. I got it. Let's see.
Starts on that side. It makes its way this way.
Do more of what makes you happy. Keep swimming. Be beautiful. Boys so too. You can do it. What else is down here? Give yourself credit. Not. I don't know. This one's Ian. Hold on. I gotta see.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. You are beautiful. You are loved. You did that one.
Yep.
And then love, 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 love.
And then this one on the bottom, I wrote that she doesn't know. It says, "So Becca rocks." Hello. That's what it says. So Becca rocks. Hello with
but we
exclamation
also put a line in here that said "best friends forever" or something like that too.
There's one that says "best friends."
Yep. If you didn't know,
yeah, right here, best friends are here.
I got multiple best friends, and Tiffany is definitely one of them. I'm lucky enough to have a handful of very, very close friends that I would be absolutely lost without, and Tiffany is definitely one of them.
But that's all that we have accomplished while I was here. What a big variety of quilts, and then I'm going to finish this one tonight. And yeah, but I'm not doing it on camera, so I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to go relax, and then come back in here, finish it up, and be done for the night and go to bed. But for now, I'm going to get off of here, guys. So if anybody has any questions, say them now, because I'm going to hang it up.
I think we're good.
We're good? All right, guys. Good night. I'm on my way back to Arizona tomorrow morning, so I will see y'all on Thursday. Bye.
Yes, the last quote was a Lala Boutique line. That was Olive's Flower Market. Okay, bye.
Bye.